In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
The parable today is complicated, but powerful. A rich man prepares to fire his manager for squandering his property. As his last act, the manager, fearing what will become of him once he's unemployed, calls in all the rich man's debtors and one by one reduces their debts considerably. He hopes that as a result, some of them will invite him into their homes and otherwise help him so that he might avoid manual labor and begging. I'm not strong enough to dig, and I'm ashamed to beg, he declares. Surprisingly, the rich man actually commends the manager's shrewdness. What's more, Christ contrasts the children of light, that is his own disciples, unfavorably with the manager. He states the children of this age are more shrewd in dealing with their own generation than are the children of light. We may be only moderately surprised that the rich man praises the manager, but we expect Christ, at least, to condemn him for this behavior. What is he thinking? Well, like many religious leaders before him, Christ is being provocative in order to turn his disciples' expectations on their head and get them to cast off the trammels of their thinking so that they might open themselves to God. While on this plane of being, it's very easy for us to allow our thoughts to stray from the spiritual and to be shaped instead by our material existence. Conventional ethics would denounce the manager for fiduciary malfeasance. But Christ encourages his disciples to emulate him. And I tell you, make friends for yourselves by means of dishonest wealth, so that when it is gone, they may welcome you into the eternal homes. Christ recognizes that his disciples' ethics are too much of this world, too influenced by this world's priorities. The disciples are, in other words, trying to be good according to the status quo rules, which are primarily, just as ours, they're primarily about protecting status and property. If they are to inherit the kingdom of heaven, they instead must prioritize relationships. Or as Christ puts it, make friends by dishonest wealth. It is this prioritizing relationships that leads to our being invited into eternal homes, that is, invited into heaven. He's therefore encouraging them to be shrewd, but shrewd for the sake of building relationships. Christ is, in other words, encouraging his disciples to do what is uncommon. Rather than basing their ethics on the protection of status and wealth, he wants them to use wealth to build relationships with others. That is, to build the kingdom of heaven. And we are not to use wealth to make us superior to others, but to bring about harmony with others. Though such a use of wealth is considered unrighteous in this world, it brings greater equality, deeper relationships, and is righteous in the other. Christ thus commends it to the children of light as the most appropriate behavior. Doing so produces eternal consequences. We draw closer to God. This doesn't make sense, of course, from the priorities of earthly existence. If this life is all there is, if we are a mere random conglomeration of chemicals that will one day disperse, then it is reasonable to prioritize property and status to get as much as we can while we are here. If, on the other hand, this bag of flesh holds something precious and purposeful, then we must take into account what that purpose is. If our purpose is to learn to love and to be loved, to forgive and to be forgiven, then we must make that our priority. And there's no better way to do that than to put relationships first. From a spiritual perspective, it's possible that the CEO is failing utterly and the dishwasher is a great success. This does not mean that everything else here is to be despised, but it is to be seen in the light of our primary goal, so that once class is dismissed, as it were, we can go back and dwell closer to God. Otherwise, we waste our precious time here in the terrestrial classroom. Once we reorder our priorities, we can experience great comfort and joy in the knowledge that the God of intelligence, the God of love, is in charge, and that the universe is unfolding exactly according to plan. God designed the earth so that our experiences here work towards our education and our purification. God made no mistake in God's design. There was no unanticipated fall that needs correcting. And that should be a source of great comfort to us as well. Christ came into the world not to balance some holy error in God's ethical accounting books, but as the 2nd century Greek bishop Irenaeus explained, to correct our priorities so that we might reinvigorate our desire to learn and to grow. We all have a purpose and we all have different specific things that we need to learn. Everyone is a little different in order to grow in love and forgiveness. We have here on this earth all that we need to learn how to love and to be loved, to forgive and to be forgiven. The only thing we need is the desire to grow. Everything else will be taken care of. The only ones who do not learn are those who do not want to, who become so attached to this world that they're unable to see beyond it, unable to recognize that this world is merely a temporary classroom built with things that are passing away, as we said in the collect today, things that are nothing in comparison with the spiritual world. Though there are people, therefore, who may learn slowly, and even may stall for a bit. God is love, and as Paul writes to Timothy, God desires everyone to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth. Should we think then that God will be denied? No. God is patient, not deficient. As Julian of Norwich wrote, all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Eventually, all will grow in knowledge and love. But personally, I'd rather get there sooner than later. This is in part why I left my former career to become a priest, and it is why I give 10% of my income before taxes to St. James. God gets God's cut before Uncle Sam, as we say. I believe in what we do here. I believe that putting relationship first and fostering love and forgiveness is the most important task in the world. And I suspect you do as well. Otherwise, you would not be here.